This time we're going to take a look at a ring light. Hi, thanks for dropping in, and if you like my video, please consider subscribing and click the thumbs up so you get a notification. This time, I'm going to talk about this ring light, which is something I've never really played around with before. I've used umbrellas and the LED type things, but nothing like this. And I was really surprised how good it works for me. They make two versions of this. This is the 18-inch version, so as you can see, it's quite a large thing. And there's another version, which is a 14-inch version, which is a bit cheaper. What's also nice about this light is you can change its color temperature from 32K to 56K, which is a nice range, and you can also adjust its brightness. It has a little control box at the bottom of the light, and on the left hand side we've got the color temperature, and on the right hand side we've got a variable knob that changes the brightness, and in between there's a cold shoe. The whole thing comes in a lovely bag. It's waterproof, it's soft, but it's got a waterproof lining. It comes with this zip-up bag, of course the lead to plug it in, and this adapter for phones, which is very handy, and a very nice stand. Now this stand goes really very high. I managed to get the light above my head on this stand, and it's really secure. It's not top heavy, and it works very nicely. I took it outside yesterday, and I was surprised. It was going to over 6 feet. This is a very tall stand, and it means you can get a much more natural light from above you rather than below or just facing into you. So this is a good stand. It's lightweight, but it's sturdy. The other nice thing about this stand is that the legs actually do spread pretty wide, so this really helps to make sure that the thing is standing up safely, and if you want to, you've got a little bit of extra height, but that width is fantastic for supporting the light. Fully extended, the light goes above 6 feet, so you need a long lead, and they supply one. It's not like some of these light people, they send you a light that has a nice tall stand, and the lead doesn't reach to the light. It doesn't reach to the ground. This one does. So they give you a nice lead with it as well. The phone adapter is like a generic one. It's just spring-loaded to hold your phone, and it's got a little screw thread at the bottom there. And there's a little mounting system, which is rather neat actually, because this thing goes onto this pole if you want to put it onto the stand, and also at the bottom there's a cold shoe with a screw thread, and there's a screw thread there, so you can also put your camera on this if you like, so this can be attached onto the light right in dead center, attached to your phone. So there's ample accessories here to use, so you could put that in the center of your light, or if you want to, you can put the whole assembly onto the stand anyway. So this is rather neat actually. Another thing about this light that might be quite handy for video people in particular is that it has the cold shoe here, so the camera can sit in the center. It also has a cold shoe thing up here. Now actually that's quite handy in that if you put the camera here in the center, you can actually put a microphone up there as well and just connect them in, and you've got a light, microphone and a camera all in one thing like this. I mean, you know, if it was actually battery operated, you could walk around with it like this. It's quite incredible really. So yesterday I did actually go outside and try the light, and basically faced the camera straight into it and adjusted both the brightness and the color just to show what it does. And there is an awful lot of control with this light. You can go from 10 to 100%. At 100% it's very bright, and you can see that my camera really does clamp down on that. And at 10% it's nice and subtle. One thing that we sometimes overlook about lights is they can be actually used outside where you've got daylight, as long as it can be mixed with daylight. So what I'm doing, it's pretty cloudy out here, but quite bright, and I'm using the light set at its highest setting on the highest color temperature, so this is probably the whitest it can be, and the lighting is actually here on my right. Now sorry about the bird noises, but the thing is what I can do is I can change the color temperature to try and warm the look up. So basically what I've done now is I've warmed the picture up. I've left the brightness as it is, but warmed the picture up, which might help my skin tones and make me look perhaps a little bit less ill when I'm outside in bright daylight. It can also actually, by the way, help to stop burning out the skin on your camera when you get those highlights that get burnt out, but you want to keep the background fairly light. The thing is not to overdo the lighting, because if you overdo it, what will happen is the daylight will actually come down in comparison to the light, and the two won't balance. So now this is me, hopefully with a slightly better tan, and just by altering it slightly, hopefully now I've lost my tan. Now on screen, I'm looking at the screen on my camera, that's beginning to make me look a little bit pasty, so I'm just going to warm it up a little bit just by looking at the light. Just warm it just a fraction, and hopefully there is a difference in the skin tone in particular. The lighting here isn't great at the moment. It's not terrific. It's cloudy but bright, which is why I'm squinting at the moment. But a light can make a lot of difference outside, although the differences are quite subtle. Now if I turn the light off completely, so now I'm going to turn the light off, if I can find the switch, here we go. If I turn the light off, now you can see that even outdoors in fairly bright lighting, although it's overcast, it's bright, the light is having an effect. I'll turn it back on. If you watch this side, hopefully you'll see there's a little bit more evenness, and even better now, I've got that golden glow, which is very very flattering for me anyway. Okay, well now I've shown you my tanned look using my light, I'm now going to show you just how long it takes to pack this thing away. Okay, just in case you've noticed, the microphone wasn't there when I just did that take, so I've just put the bag here, I've moved the microphone, the light is still on, and it doesn't get hot, so I can take it straight down without burning myself. This is how long it takes to get this system down. Turn it off, straighten it, undo it, unplug, straighten the bag, pull the plug out, plug away, close the lid, and we're done. Now the stand. And that's it. All done. Okay, now this is the setup time. Sorry. Now I'm going to show you what this light can do indoors, so you can see a bit more what the effects are like without daylight interfering too much. At the moment it's on 10% and I've got it on the warm setting, so it's given me that lovely holiday glow. I can change the glow to something a bit more sickly just by altering it just like that, and it becomes a little bit cooler. Now for me, I do actually prefer a little bit of a warm up, so I'm going to give it a bit less of the white, a bit more warmth in my skin tone. So that's about 45 degrees to my right. Now I'm going to turn the brightness up. Now in this case, what might happen is the daylight might get a little bit crushed. So we're going up, that's getting very, very bright. Going up a bit more. And now, as you can see, that is very bright. And what's probably going to happen now on the picture is that the background is now getting whacked out a bit. I can warm that up a bit as well. There we are, I've warmed it up. Now if I turn this to bright, it's going to go very, very much different colour. It's slightly bluer looking to me. slightly over daylight, I think, actually, but there we are, that's about right there. But it's possibly a little bit bright now, so in a room I would tend to use this slightly lower, I think, so that it looks a bit more natural and a bit less lit up. Now, of course, if you want to, you can angle this up and send it to the ceiling to reflect, and that gives, hopefully, an overall more soft light. So now what's happening is I'm getting some direct light and also some light reflected from the ceiling. I've got it set up now so that the camera is in the center of the light, because there's a mount there, so the light is going around the camera. So this is a soft light, it's 10%, it's warm, it's set at warm, and at that setting, close up, that's about enough for this room. Now I can turn it a lot brighter from 10% to 100%, but what would happen now is the camera will compensate and the background will start to get a bit dark. So I'm going to go up in brightness. So now I've turned the brightness up and the light's become a lot harsher looking on my skin, and it's very, very high highlights. I can also change the color temperature so that it's cooler. So the temperature now has gone much cooler. I'm going to take it back to that glowy tan and back to that model look, take the light down. Sorry the camera's moving while I'm adjusting it, but there we are. I take it down, we're back down to 10%, and the giveaway with these lights can be, if you look into your model's eyes, into there, you may see polo mints, and I'm now a model. Another great use for these ring lights is, of course, you can take photographs or pictures of small items and light them with no shadows. And you can see I've taken this shot of a little soldier there, and I'm to the side and above the thing, and there's no shadow being cast by the light. So to finish, how do I feel about this light? And basically, I think it's really very, very good. I think it's great value for money. I've listed a few reasons here, so I'll go through them quickly to finalise the video. First of all, the setup time is terrific. I can get this thing up and down in literally a minute. I really like that a lot. And the thing about the pull down time is that's fast as well. So if you take it out with you on a job or whatever, it's dead easy to just to pack away, because the thing is, the light is very cool. You can I just touched the light. It's very cool. So when you're finished, turn off, put it in the bag, you're away. You don't have to wait for it. So that's the one thing. There are good controls. The color temperature and the brightness control really allows you to balance the light well, and you can just look into your screen and see what's going on. Currently, I'm just using the ring light with the camera in the center, so I'm front lit, and I've balanced it with the daylight. So I'm using the ring light as a fill-in light. It's fine. It took me about 2 minutes to set up. The mounting options are great. It's got a thing to hold your camera in the center of the light if you want to, or a phone if you want to. You can put a phone on there. You can put your phone on the stand and take the light off if you want to and put it somewhere else. You can put your camera on a tripod and have a side light, a bounce light off the ceiling. This works. It goes bright enough to be able to bounce, so it's good. The stand is great. It goes from 2 feet to over 6 feet, and it's quite stable actually, because the light isn't heavy, and so it doesn't become top heavy as it goes up, and the legs spread quite wide, so it's quite nice. I took it outside yesterday in a breeze and it was fine. Looked a bit odd. The neighbours were looking to see what I was doing, because, you know, having a donut on the end of a stand is quite funny in the garden, but it's good. It held it stayed up. I've already mentioned that it runs very, very cool. I can touch that light, put it away straight away without worrying, so that's great. The light itself is soft. It's got over 400 LEDs, but it's soft and it's opaque, so that the light isn't harsh. But having said that, if you turn the light up really bright, it can get quite hard, because it is actually quite a bright light. But obviously what you do is you balance it with whatever you've got around you, and the effects can be quite subtle. I quite like that. It's really nice. The only thing that maybe people might not like is this effect that you can get with your eyes, where if you're looking into the camera and your eyeballs reflect the donut, so you've got two little donuts in your eyeballs. But I mean, I'll put my glasses on. I don't mind what I look like. Finally, the last point, which is hilarious. My wife and my daughter love it. The instant I got it out of the box, they were both hopping around the place, because I've bought a beauty light. So you can buy yourself a light for your videos and the wife and daughter will love it. They won't say, oh, what have you got now? They're just going to say, oh, wow. In fact, my wife actually said to me, I wonder if we can put that up somewhere in the front room because I quite like it. So I've got an instant light for my videos, which is rather handy. So I think it's a great light. Very, very, very useful. Thanks for watching the video. This has been quite a long one, but I must say I'm impressed with this light. And if you've seen me through to the end, thank you so much. And if you like my videos, please subscribe, and even better, hit the thumbs up, and you'll get a notification next time I make one, and I'll try and make it a bit shorter. Thanks for watching. Cheers for now.